gentlemen, it's time. Finally, it is WrestleMania 40 week. And this is going to be my first ever WrestleMania in person. I'm headed to Philly tomorrow. I leave out tomorrow. It's going to be my first WrestleMania, my first time in Philly as a lifelong Eagles fan. If you can see the hat right there, Eagles fan. I'm so excited to finally go to Philly for the first time and also experience my first WrestleMania. If you're going to be there, drop a comment. Let me know what's good. I'm trying to go to all the meet and greets, all the pre shows, all the after parties, all the everything. Let me know what's going on in the city. I've got a good idea, but I'm trying to hit everything. I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a great weekend. I get there tomorrow, which is Thursday, and I'm staying till Sunday. I will not be there for Monday Night Raw. Unfortunately, I got a 3-day combo ticket for SmackDown, NXT Stand and Deliver, and Monday Night Raw. If anybody needs a ticket to Monday Night Raw, I'll have to leave Sunday. I'll sell you the ticket for just that Monday night. But that's besides the point. We're going to get to the real reason we're here. We're going to give my WrestleMania 40 predictions. We're going to start from the top. As you saw in the thumbnail, the main event. We just got to start with this is probably what you came for. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to get right to the main event. The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Now, this also ties into the main event for the night too. So I'm going to just kind of collide them together because I think the way that the first match goes is going to tell you how the second match is going to go. And essentially, what I believe, there's two different ways it can go. If The Rock and Roman Reigns win the tag match, which will make it bloodline rules for Sunday. In that scenario, I believe that, like a lot of people on the internet are saying, it may be like a, Avengers Endgame where, John Cena comes out, Stone Cold comes out, people saying, oh, MJF might, a bunch of different people are going to come out because the stipulation is that bloodline rules means anything goes. But there was never a specified point to say anything goes only for the bloodline. So what is stopping people from getting involved to help Cody? What's stopping, Drew McIntyre? What's stopping Jey Uso? What's stopping anybody from coming out? And in my opinion, I think that if it is bloodline rules, night 2, Cody Rhodes is going to win. I am a huge Roman Reigns fan. I've been called the Tribal Glazer on Twitter. Tribal Glazer. But I got to be honest. If it's bloodline rules, if The Rock and Roman Reigns win night 1, I believe that night 2, Cody Rhodes is going to win. And I believe that it'll be in a way that's going to build Roman versus Rock. I believe that it could potentially be something like Cody is, getting beat up in the match. He's losing the match. The bloodline rules have kicked in. Solo has come in. Jimmy has come in. And he somehow fought off. He's got beat up, but he eventually fought them off. He's got Jimmy off. He's got Solo off. They're down. And then, in the midst of fighting Roman, The Rock tries to get involved. And here's where it's going to cause division between The Rock and Roman Reigns. The whole storyline has been Roman is beginning to feel insecure because The Rock is seen as the final boss. People think he's he's trying to one up Roman in everything he does. So I think the final payoff for that will be The Rock yet again in this match trying to do too much and trying to overrule Roman. And I think Roman could possibly have Cody in a compromised position, possibly have the match under control, possibly, be right on his way to winning. But then The Rock gets involved, not intentionally turning on Roman, but in some kind of way where maybe he, jumps in the ring and, tries to hit Cody and he hits Roman, or maybe he, Roman has it won, but the Rock comes in and tries to do too much and knocks down the ref, and the ref is distracted, and something like that is going to happen. We're going to have a face off in the middle of the match. This is my opinion. We're going to have a face off in the middle of the match where Roman is screaming at The Rock. Roman is screaming at The Rock to, get out of my way. I had him done. Why the hell you keep invading? I'm the tribal chief. Almost trying to pull, remember, all the times that he's bullied Jay, all the times he's bullied Jimmy, mushing him in the face, doing all that type of shit. I think he'll finally get fed up with The Rock trying to be at his level or above his level, and he'll try to pull something like that on The Rock, and either The Rock retaliates right there, or The Rock distracts him. Cody pulls off some kind of move to get the finish, and then The Rock just stands there and lets Roman lose. And then after the match, Cody gets his moment. Cody celebrates. The whole crowd goes wild. And the camera pans back to see Roman laying there dejected. And he finally gets up and he gets a rock bottom from The Rock. End of the night. End scene with The Rock attacking Roman and Roman versus Rock feud being built with possibly Roman as the babyface and Rock as the heel. Maybe The Rock becoming the head of the bloodline. Maybe the bloodline sides with The Rock and Roman's kind of on his own. He becomes the baby face. Like The Rock took everything from me and he's trying to fight his way back, and people almost feel sorry for Roman if possible. That could be a way they build it. I also do see, some people were thinking that The Rock would intentionally turn on Roman to help Cody. But I think the fact that they've emphasized so much the rivalry between The Rock and Cody and The Rock and Seth and how much he has almost hated them more than Roman, I think there's no way that he could purposely interfere and help Cody. That would just be too much of a twist because, all this, beating him up backstage, bloodying him, hitting him with the belt, the Mama Rules, all these promo he's cutting on Cody. There's no way that he would intentionally make Cody win. But I think that Roman is going to piss him off and distract him. Cody's going to take advantage of it. And then after the match, The Rock is going to respond to that disrespect that Roman showed him and attack him and end the show and take us towards a Rock versus Roman feud. Now, the other way that it could go, which I think is less like, I'm going with that first prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. Unfortunately, I do think that that's going to happen. But if it goes the opposite way and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins win on night one, which I don't really see as too likely, I think that the Roman will actually win on night two clean. I think that they'll actually make Roman win clean with no interference, no nothing. And they're going to crush the souls of everybody even more and build even more heat for Roman. It might be too much heat. It might be like nuclear heat where he's not even like you love to hate him. It's like you hate him and want him to lose now. I think some people are at that point now, but I don't think that they would, keep hitting us with the same Solo Sokoa interference, Jimmy interference finish. Everyone's sick of that. I think that the only way that they could get away with Roman winning is if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins win on night one, and then Roman beats Cody night two, completely clean, completely one-on-one. Be the first match he's won clean in a long time. I think that would be the route they would go if they're going to give it to Roman, which I would love. Roman Reigns is the man. But unfortunately, I believe night one, The Rock and Roman Reigns will win the tag match. Night two, Cody Rhodes finishes the story despite the bloodline rules. Maybe we'll have a lot of different, superstars come in and help. But I think ultimately it'll come down to The Rock trying to interfere, Roman not liking it, a argument or disagreement between them two being a distraction, Cody getting the finish, and then after the match cuts, the final scene of WrestleMania will be The Rock attacking Roman. So yeah, that's going to be the main basis of this video. Just want to go over the main event. I'll quickly go through, all the other events on the card and give my predictions for Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I'm just going to go Rhea. The Intercontinental Championship, I'm going to go Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I'm going to go Gunther. I wish it was Chad Gable. I love Sami in the Bloodline feud, but his character's a little. They're doing a little bit better, but it's a little bit stale right now. And I'm gonna go Gunther, and I think actually I'm gonna tie that into the next thing. I think that Damian Priest is gonna get involved with Gunther's championship very soon, and in the 6-man ladder match, I believe that the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest will lose their belts. And it's actually been said that the match doesn't end when somebody grabs one belt. The belts will be put separately. So I think this is the perfect time to split the belts. I think Awesome Truth will win one belt. And I think A-Town Down Under will win the other set of belts. They'll split the belts. Damian Priest will go off and finally utilize that money in the bank. And, Finn Balor will be, they'll find a new storyline for him. So, yeah, I'm going to say Damian Priest and Finn Balor lose the belts. They split them. Awesome Truth wins one. A-Town Down Under wins the other. And then for Gunther Intercontinental Championship, Damian Priest is going to come after him. Next, Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I think that this was one of my most heavily sought after matches months back. And I think they kind of struggled building it. They didn't build it as much. They kind of, are piggybacking off of the Bloodline storyline to build this, but they didn't really give Jimmy and Jay that much one-on-one time. Like Jimmy and Jay are still very much tied to Roman and The Rock and Cody and that story just as much as their one-on-one rivalry. So they didn't really give it much time to build, but I'm going to go Jay in this match. Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill, I think they're going to beat Damage Control. It might even be a squash, like they just run through them. And I've seen some people say that they think Jade Cargill might turn heel on Naomi, or it would most likely be Bianca, but turn heel on both of them and build a Jade Cargill versus Bianca feud. I don't think that they're ready to do that yet. They don't want her to stand alone. So I think they'll win this match and, pretty much cleanly. No big twist or anything. I think that they'll just win this pretty cleanly. Next match will be Rey Mysterio's and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I actually think Dom and Santos are going to win. Just as I don't know. I don't really have a deep dive on that one, but I just feel like the best storyline route would be for Santos and Dominic to win. And that closes out night one. Night two, moving down, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go Drew. Drew McIntyre. And I think actually this could possibly be a route that Damian Priest goes as well, to go after Drew once Drew wins the belt. But it would be kind of strange because, Drew has built up so much heel heat, and his whole story is about being screwed over, and then having the money in the bank screw him over again. It would just kind of kill his character a little bit. So I don't think that would make too much sense. And it would be Drew versus Damian, Hill versus Hill. I just don't think that works. And I'm going to go Drew McIntyre winning that World Heavyweight Championship, and then whatever happens next happens. Io Sky versus Bayley. I'm going to go Bayley. United States triple threat match, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I'm going to go Logan Paul. And I think that Logan Paul I think Kevin Owens will take the pin, and they will continue the Logan Paul versus Randy Orton feud. So he's not going to pin Randy. They want Randy to still look strong and to continue to build that feud. But I think for now, they're going to let Logan keep the belt for a little bit longer. You know, they have that event coming up in Cleveland, and Logan Paul's on the front of the poster. I think they're going to let him be champion at least until then. And they're going to continue to build up Logan versus Randy. So Logan's going to win that match, I believe. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I'm going to say LA Knight. And then Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. I'm going to go Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. This, there's not a long story to tell about that match. I think this is really just, hey, we can't. Bobby Lashley has too much cachet, too much clout, too much history in this company for us to allow him to not be on WrestleMania 2 years in a row. So they just had to find him a match, and I think that they will go over. Lashley and the Street Profits will win that. So yeah, that pretty much caps off WrestleMania. Most of this video is about the main event because that is just the event that I think has been built the best. It's the one that everybody is the most expectant and the most hyped for. And I'm going to say I believe The Rock and Roman Reigns win night one. And then unfortunately, my glorious tribal chief. I acknowledge my tribal chief, but I think it's over for him with the title. And I think that him versus The Rock doesn't need a title, which is why I believe that Roman can drop the title now and, it doesn't hurt his character too much. And then they build up Cody as the champion, the big time baby face moving forward. And of course, Cody winning, despite the bloodline rules, makes him look very strong going forward. So I think that's just overall the best plan. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments what your predictions are. If you think my predictions are stupid, if you think my predictions are good, if you think I'm crazy, if you're going to WrestleMania and you're going to be in Philly, whatever's on your mind, let me know in the comments. Let's go. Wrestling is cool again, guys. I was out. I admit, I was out. I was a lifelonger from a kid all the way up until about 8th or 9th grade, which was like 2011, 2012. I was out. I stopped watching from 2011 all the way up until about 2018, 19, around the time the Fiend character got me back in a little bit. And then Roman Reigns taking over in 2020 really got me back in. And then we hit the ground running ever since. So I'm loving the product lately. And I'm, just hoping for a great show. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Appreciate you watching. Peace out. And I'll see y'all in Philly. Let's go. Go Birds.